Yo, what's good everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a full guide on how to use Bloom, which is a sniper for meme coins. You can snipe Telegrams, you can snipe Twitters, you can snipe Discords, you can snipe dev wallets, you can snipe so many different things. I'm going to be giving you a free and full guide on exactly how to do all these things and how to understand it, because it can be a little bit tricky even for people that are a little bit more advanced, right? So yes, let's get started. What is Bloom, right? So Bloom is a Telegram sniper. Not only that, you can also use the website version, or you can use the overlay, right, which is an extension to use over your Axiom or whatever, right? Now, the thing that's so nice about Bloom is, first of all, it's free, right? And second of all, for these kind of tools, you're having to pay upwards of like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, right? Because this has custom nodes, copy trading features, so many different features, right? And surprisingly, it's quite simple to use for how like complicated the tasks can be, because it really simplifies it for everybody, right? So firstly, I'm going to show you exactly how to snipe dev wallets, right? Which is super important, because if you wanted to buy like a coin from a big dev that's supposed to launch, like the Fartcoin dev or any dev in general, right? Then you're going to want to snipe it, because if you don't snipe it, you're going to get in really late. So you're not going to click the liquidity pool sniper. This is a common mistake. If you wanted to snipe a liquidity pool, then yes. But if you wanted to snipe like dev wallets or Twitters, you're going to click AFK mode. So you're going to click new config, right? Or you could just click on a config that you already have. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making sure that you have the right platform selected, or platforms, right? So let's say you know this dev is only going to snipe on, or he's only going to make the coin on Pump Fund, right? So, or you only want to snipe it on Pump Fund. Like say you don't want to snipe it on Radium, right? Because sometimes Radium coins can have interesting things with liquidity, right? Then yeah, I would keep all these on. I don't know what this nons.fun is, never heard of it. So these are what I keep on for most of the time. Now, oh shoot, I just turned it on accident. All right, perfect. So how are we going to snipe a dev wallet, right? So it's very simple. We could just go to this test coin right here for an example. All right, I don't know why I don't see the dev wallet. Let me go to flip. Okay, all we would do is copy the dev wallet, right? Or if it's a bigger coin, you would just click on the coin and you click on dev tokens and get the dev wallet from there. Now, where we're going to paste this is in the whitelisted developer. We're just going to click this and do Control V and paste it. It's that easy. So now we already have the dev wallet, and then this is where you add your fees. So normally I would recommend 0.001 if you want to do normal fees for a normal dev, right? If you want to snipe a dev that's like really well known, or you know it's going to be there's going to be a lot of snipers. If you want to get ahead of those snipers, I do 0.01 for your fee and tip, right? Always use Med protection. If you don't, you're going to get absolutely cooked, right? If you're just going to get cooked if you get filled at the top. As well as mevs, if you buy in at 5K and you get mev to 30K, that's going to suck, because you're going to be down like negative 80%. Now, another couple important things is the minimum creator buy. So necessarily you don't want devs to buy in with like 50 sol, 30 sol, some crazy amount, because they could completely farm you, right? You'll be buying at the top. Now, you could put in a minimum or a maximum for whatever they're going to do, as well as tokens created. If the devs created 1,000 tokens, then you could be like, okay, I don't want to snipe this guy's, token. Or if he's made two or three or four at a time in a very short period of time, it won't snipe it. So you could get a little bit more technical with this. Now, another cool thing is let's say someone is going to be making a coin, right? Let's say they're going to be calling it gambling coin, right? Or like mini coin, whatever coin they're going to call it, right? And it's going to be coming out in the next minute. Then you could do the exact name and ticker. So that exact would mean like if it has like, let me type it in for you. Like let's say mini, capital E. If it's like this, right? You see where it's like M and then lowercase e, uppercase E, then it would snipe the exact one if it comes out like that. If it came out just normally, right? Like if it came out like this, then it wouldn't snipe that one. Now, if you wanted to snipe it like how it's normally, then you just do name and ticker instead of exact name and ticker. Now, if it's on launch a coin, which is like that, Twitter, like where you post a tweet or whatever, then you could do launch a coin. And launch a coin's kind of dead, so I don't know. I wouldn't really like recommend it that much anymore. But this is kind of like the main basis for Bloom. Now, there's so many other things, right? So you can even go to the copy trading feature. Now, what we could do is, for example, this one right here. So if you wanted to copy trade somebody, you would just either create a new config or use an existing config. It's a little bit more there's a little bit more options, but it really doesn't mean that much. Now, you got to think, right? If you're copy trading like Cupsy, you're going to get cooked. So I've already made a video on copy trading. So if you haven't seen that already, then go make sure to check it out. It's, a couple videos back. So just go to my page and go through all the videos if you haven't already. But I show you exactly how to find good wallets to copy trade so that you don't get absolutely farmed, right? Like by Cupsy or West, just to name a couple. So what fees do you want to use? Well, you could use normal fees like 0.001, 0.001. Buy slippage and sell slippage. Keep these around 20, 15%, because normally I do higher, right, when I'm normally trading. But if you're copy trading, you got to think, right? Like say they have a bunch of copy traders. What if you get filled at the top? You don't want that to happen. So that's why we're keeping our slippage like this. Now you could probably up your sell slippage a little bit more just in case. But other than that, like you could, maybe you could even do the blacklisted tokens. You don't want to buy blacklisted tokens or whatever. And another thing too is the market cap. You could do a maximum market cap of 20K or 30K. So that way you're only buying into the tokens that the person is buying into at very low market caps or early market caps, so that you can kind of have a lot more upside, if that makes any sense. So let's see here, minimum trigger buy. Now, if you wanted to follow their sells or follow their buys, you could do that. Now, if you're copy trading someone, for example, I'm going to bring it up again, Cupsy. You've seen how he like buys a coin. If he's down on the coin, he starts buying and buying and buying with small amounts to get his copy traders in. You don't really want to buy there, right? So you only typically want to buy once when they buy in. You don't want to keep buying when they're buying more and more and more to try to farm people. But maybe it is a good idea to follow sales, right? You don't want to because typically they'll get out, they'll get out on the way up or whatever. Or you could just sell yourself, right? If you want it a lot more automated, where you don't have to look at your screen or look at your phone, then you just do that. And pretty much that breaks down the normal gist of using the Telegram bot, which is super, super, super useful. And now there's a completely different side to Bloom, which is super, super, super cool, which is going to be the website part. So how are we going to get to the website part? So you could either go through the official website, or I'll have the official link to Bloom in the link description. You'll also save like an extra 10 or 15% off of fees. So after you go to the link in the description, you're going to go to Bloom website right here, and you're going to click open. So this is the website right here, right? Now you can download the extension to your computer, which is, just like a normal extension like Uxento or Phantom or whatever. And this extension is super, super, super cool. And I'm going to show you exactly why. So if you go to the Telegram web version, right? So I was showing you the Telegram app version on your computer, but if you go to the website version, look at how cool this is, right? So if I scroll up, I could snipe this CA as soon as it came out, right? So I'm giving you guys some crazy, crazy, crazy alpha right now. Nobody's going to tell you this because they're using this in order to get in before you guys do. So I'm trying to give you guys the sauce. So make sure if you haven't already, go leave a like and comment on the video. Not only that, if you guys need a free trading Discord community, feel free to join the one in the description. I also do tons and tons and tons of giveaways in there. So make sure you're in there if you're not already. Now, how do we snipe these, right? Well, it's super, super, super simple, especially with Bloom, right? So now you can manually snipe it, or another really, really, really cool thing is you could start an auto buy. So I have it set to 0.5 SOL. You can up it to 2 SOL, 3 SOL, 4 SOL, 5 SOL, right? All you got to do, click on, and now it's auto start buy with 0.5 SOL. So now as soon the millisecond he posts the CA on his Telegram group, it'll get sniped. So none of this, look guys, look, none of this, none of that. You're literally going to be the millisecond it comes out, right? Think about if he posted the CA right here, right on this pump right here. Imagine you got in right here. Let me move this right here. Boom. Imagine that upside. Even on a Cabal coin, right? Because this is a Cabal group. I'm in this group just to know what coins not to get into sometimes. Or sometimes they do call it some good coins, but I'm just using that as an example, right? Now, I put a call in my own group, right? So this one is more of a long-term kind of play. If you haven't heard already from my last video, this is super, super, super important. So I would suggest downloading the Telegram bot, which is linked in the description, or in the Discord, right? And secondly is download the extension onto your computer, because the extension paired with the bot is so good, right? Not only that, you can snipe off of Discord groups and you can snipe off of Twitter. So if you see someone post a big CA on Twitter, you can snipe it without even having to click on the CA and bringing it over to Axiom, right? So when you pair this with a trading platform like Axiom, you're going to have an insane advantage over anybody in the market, even good traders, because even if they're fast, they're not faster than, the AI or the computer, because all it is computers and tech, right? So if you can get the tech, before anybody else does, then you're going to be cooking. All right. Now, a lot of you guys trade with small portfolios, so I've made a video breaking down how to build up a small portfolio. And realistically, one of the best ways to grow a small portfolio is just doing these sign-up bonuses for crypto exchanges, right? Whether it's Coinbase or Kraken or whatever. So I have all those linked in the Discord for free. So if you haven't joined the Discord already, make sure you join it. Make sure you're using Axiom. Make sure you're using Bloom. These are all the best platforms if you're trading meme coins. And yeah, without any further ado, thank you for watching and have a good day.